Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
A poor man prayers,
every man bleeds.
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again.
Under the Fair Use Act, these videos are for information and educational purposes, and I do not own the rights to any of these videos that are shown. All rights reserved to the original content creators.
Yo, 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 what's going on? It's your boy SL550, and this is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Before we start, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your boy on the road to 1K subscribers. Can't do it without you. Please hit that subscribe button for me. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. Today, man, we're gonna tap in with we're gonna tap in with Brian Maxwell, my favorite, one of my favorites. Going to tap in with him and react to this video that he put up about just how like Democrats is having to change the tune. Like a lot of Democrats out here are waking up. They're seeing what's going on in America, and they're actually agreeing and liking what Trump is doing. Of course, you're gonna have your regulars who got TDS, and they just they stuck in a Democrat slave plantation, but you got a lot of people that are being logical, bro. And that's all you got to be is a little bit logical, and you'll actually see what's going on. And people are starting to realize that Trump is actually doing things that is bettering America. It's just what it is. Then, so I'm trying to, you know what? First, we're gonna go into this video with the Full Send podcast. They had Nick Shirley on, and Nick Shirley goes into a lot of different subjects, but I just want to play more towards the end of the video where they was talking about Tim Walz and the fraud. It was mainly about him exposing a lot of stuff that was going on. They go into a lot of different subjects. If you want to check out the whole thing, go to the Full Send podcast on YouTube and check it out. It was definitely a dope interview they had with Nick Shirley, and he was breaking down a lot of stuff. Very insightful, but I want to get into some of the specific segments that we're about to get into first, and then we're going to tap in with Brian Maxwell. It's going to be a good one today, man. Let's get straight into it.
Findings?
They just sent over 2,000 more investigators to Minnesota. They launched more investigations, and like I said, they just froze all the funding to these.
That's
people.
crazy that you had to be the one to do
Well,
that.
that's what I'm saying. They don't need 2,000 investigators. They need you.
I don't know. They need like 1,000 of me.
Yeah, that's it. Who sent them? The government?
HSI, Homeland Security, and then the FBI as well, and I think the DOJ.
Do they come to you to get information?
I think just for my video alone, it kind of proved enough. And they were already doing some of their own investigations, but now it's like, all right, you guys have the opportunity to really show America, like, you're going to do what you're going to say you're going to do. Like, you better show up and you better start. People want to see arrest happen.
That's a
Like,
fact.
can you imagine if Tim Walz gets arrested and gets put to jail for the fraud?
Do you think he knew what was going on?
Yes, he openly
Or is he
admitted.
just-
Wow, really?
Or is he just stupid
Yes.
enough to just
Think
not
so?
even know?
Salim just woke up. Yeah.
You think this he's seeing this going on, just letting it happen? Like
Oh.
this whole time?
Yes.
That's fucked.
Since 2019, he
That's
said,
fucked,
Well,
bro.
because he had all the Somalian support, right?
yes.
Do you think he could be dumb enough to not even know though at the same
Yeah,
time? or
that
no?
too, you know?
Well, he seems like an easy guy to get one by.
He looks like a clown.
How the fuck does a learning center
Just playing devil's advocate.
how does a learning
Maybe I'm
center
wrong.
exist? It's existed for 8 years with incorrect spelling of learning, right? How the fuck is that possible?
Yeah, that's
Exactly. And
straight
it's
fraud,
He just
bro.
doesn't
in
seem like he knows
downtown.
what's going
Yeah,
on
man.
though too.
You can't be in that position and see a learning
Like
center.
I think you could be at his dinner table, like having dinner with
Yo, you got to understand, bro. It's the love of the money. When people, I really believe genuinely that a lot of these people that aren't like U.S. born, like Ilhan Omar, she was obviously born in Somalia, came over here as a refugee, and worked her way up to be a congresswoman. She can ultimately have ulterior motives against America, right? Because she's not from here. You know what I'm saying? But people like Tim Walz and other politicians, I believe not all of them. I believe, because you got some like the Kennedys. They've been, generation after generation, family members being in politics in some way, shape, or form. So But there's a lot of them that get into it because they want to actually do some good in the world, right? But then you got a lot of them who come in and are just straight corrupt. And I think there's somewhere in the middle where you got people that want to do good, and then they realize when they get in that, hold up, this ain't what I thought. And then they get introduced to all the corruption. Let's think about it, bro. This is nothing new, bro. What Tim Walz is doing and all of these politicians are doing, like Gavin Newsom is doing in California, this is not new shit. This stuff has been going on for decades. It's just finally being exposed. And this is why you got to give Trump so much credit, because he didn't just say, I'm going to do this and just, whatever. Everything that he said he was going to do, including the Epstein files, including it. People may have not got it the way they wanted. I don't know how they want it, but even including the Epstein files, he dropped it. He's doing everything that he said he was going to do. But it's so crazy that it took Nick Shirley, a YouTuber, to go out here on the ground and do real investigative work for this stuff to even be exposed at the level that it's being exposed. Like, he really opened up like Pandora's box on this whole thing in Minnesota. And this is just Minnesota. This is just one thing inside of Minnesota. There's 51 more states, and I'm pretty sure it's going on in pretty much all of them. Some on smaller scales and some maybe bigger. Like California, I believe is bigger than Minnesota. I mean, it's California. It's a big state. But it's a lot of this stuff going on, bro. Just imagine how great things could be if none of this was going on and it was really cleaned up. And we actually had politicians in office that actually gave a fuck about America. Like, bro, we're supposed to be the greatest country on earth, but it doesn't look like it, bro.
with him and like you'd be banging his daughter and he wouldn't know. Like he's like that type of guy.
Yo.
Like he just like he's
You're gonna hit him while he's down like
Especially
that.
his
he's
wife.
clueless. Like he's
His fucking, they do act like that, though. That's funny. They do seem like that type. Fucking daughter getting banged in the back garage. They just like, hey, you guys all right in there?
just not. He's oblivious, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just what he seems like.
Yeah, that's probably why
They
he's
do
like the
seem like
perfect
that, though.
candidate
Yeah.
too. And I mean, since 2019,
Like the
he's been
Somalians
saying
are like, this guy's easy fucking pickings.
Oh.
Like what state do we got to go to pull this off? Oh, this fucker. Yeah, we're going to Minnesota. It's cold, but
they seen
he's
that
an
photo
idiot.
of him?
Yeah,
Scoogly eyes.
just playing devil's advocate. I don't know.
100%. And you know what's interesting about Tim Walz? Why do you think Kamala Harris chose Tim Walz? Nobody knew who he was before.
Why? That is interesting.
The first day he's chosen, he raises the most amount of money than any other candidate in history. I think it's over $35 million he raised for the campaign within just a day of being selected to become the vice president. And now we know all this fraud's happening. How did Tim Walz, he used to be a high school football coach.
Yo.
He's not even from Minnesota. He's from Nebraska. How was he able to raise the most amount of money?
That's great. You
Fucking
think the
loser.
Somalians were
Yeah.
funding it?
100%. It had to be some sort of fraud.
I wonder what Walz was like as a football coach.
Do you know how much he raised?
I think it was around 35 million.
What do you think he was like as a football coach? You think he's a good coach or no?
No, I don't think so.
That nigga probably
He doesn't
was
have that
smart.
grade.
What do you think he coached? Like defensive coordinator or something?
Oh,
he was
what
a
do you
head
think?
coach.
Probably like special teams.
Special teams.
Kickoff.
That motherfucker was captain of the order. Hey, yo, I always think about this though, because I always think about this, even though obviously they had Trump got elected, and that's great for America. But just really imagine if none of this stuff would be exposed. If anything, people right now would be getting canceled, because this is the thing. You still have a lot of people like, Tucker Carlson. He coming out against everybody, but you still got the Officer Tatum, the PBD podcast. You still got major platforms, Candace Owens, who still would have been going after and tackling a lot of these issues that is going on. And just imagine if this stuff was exposed under Kamala Harris being the president. People would be getting canceled left and right. Bro, it's a real war going on, including the spiritual war, too, that's going on in America, bro. And it's actually crazy. And I always think about that. I'd be like, God damn. Like, what if Kamala Harris would have won? And Tim Walz would have been like, bro, the corruption is unfathomable, bro. It really is, bro. It really would have been, like, in the next 4 years, bro, yeah. Man, I don't even want to think about it. You probably would turn like semi-third world country, bro. Seriously.
They have the starting quarterbacks from Somalia.
Maybe.
Yeah. 5-star recruit.
Put him
somehow.
on receiver, man.
Can you imagine Tim Walz? He probably seems like a nice, happy, go-loving guy. He's shaking his hands everywhere. He's probably like a good hype coach, get everyone feeling good, making sure everyone gets their playing time. They probably aren't winning too many games.
Do you find it interesting when their initial response? Did he call you a white supremacist or?
Yes, he called me a white supremacist, and then
That's they go
it was
to.
so funny because every time he'd post, I would just go and ratio him right underneath it.
Yeah.
And then there's this lady who died, who got assassinated, and she was the only lady inside of the Democrat Party who voted against giving money to illegal migrants.
Mhm.
I'm not saying Tim Walz killed her, but she was then assassinated, because she voted to stop funding for
How
illegal
long
migrants.
after the voting?
I think within just a few days.
No
That's-
fucking way.
And
That's
what was
crazy.
the official reason for her
Yeah, I
death?
remember that.
The guy was a Tim Walz appointee who even said in a letter, I think, that he worked for Tim Walz. And I don't want to say stuff I don't 100% know on this because I haven't read all this guy's letters, but super fishy. And so Trump posted this video on True Social saying, like, kind of like the conspiracy behind it, or the logic, or why people think that she got offed. And then I commented underneath it. I said, why was she the only? Why was it after she voted after illegal she was killed? Rest in peace to Melissa Hortman. And so then Tim Walz posted about it, and
Oh, he actually replied to you, right?
replied to it. I double ratio him after that
Did they
Wow.
say it was
on the
suicide?
reply and on the quoted tweet.
Did they claim it was suicide or?
No, she got assassinated.
Damn, he had a bad social media advisor.
Yeah, and so
He
like
probably had some kid sitting beside him, like, "Oh, you gotta reply to Shirley and shit."
Yeah.
And you just cooked his ass.
cooked him.
Fuck.
And then when he dropped his bid, it was so funny too. I told him Quality Leering Center's hiring,
Oh my god.
and it got like 100,000 likes, and his
Wow.
denouncement got like 30,000
Did you see any tampons in the bathrooms there, or no? In the men's bathrooms?
at the airports.
No.
Have you ever been to the Seattle airport?
Bruh.
No.
You can
There's
search
tampons
Tampons in the
bruh.
men's bathrooms.
You can click the
Can't
button,
make
you
this
get a
shit up,
tampon.
bro.
in the men's bathroom.
Yes.
Get the
That's
fuck out.
fucking crazy.
That is crazy, bro. Yo, I was just talking to somebody about this yesterday. I was like, yo, bro, like even on your phone now, right? If you, I got an iPhone 17. If you go to the contacts and edit somebody's contact, on there it asks you, do you want to add pronouns, bro? Like this is what it's come to in America, bro. America is out of control, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like it's just certain things that, like, listen, bro. What you do is what you do, but you got just foundational principles that you live by as a man, right? Most men, most women. And they're trying to make you believe that your foundational belief system, no matter your religious background, is tainted and it's wrong, and that you should think this way. What, bro? I can't believe I like some of the stuff that's going on. I can't even believe that it's actually happening, bro. It's actually insane, and it goes to show, right, how quickly they can psyop America, bro. How quickly that they can make people truly believe these things. Like there's people out here, bro, and we'll see some of it in the next video with Brian Maxwell. But there's people out here, bro, that are truly deranged, bro. They're truly just out of control, man. Like, and it's crazy. And even with, like, for instance, the recent shooting that happened, I showed it, but I didn't really know too much on it. But I seen a little bit on it since with the um the dyke chick that got killed in by the ICE agent. Like they tried to make her look like she was just like, it's gonna cut me. Damn. You know what? We're gonna move on from that anyway. That joint. It was a good joint. If y'all want to check that out though, uh go check that out on the Full Send Podcast. It definitely was a dope interview. Shout out to them. Well, I played enough of it anyway. But I just wanted him to talk about just like like he's just really exposing the stuff that's going on. And bro, they're actually helping him get to, like, go see what's going on in California and these different states. And it's just crazy to me that it's a YouTuber doing it. Why isn't the government on the ground, like, doing something about this? I mean, maybe they are, I don't know. But people do want to see people get held accountable, bro. That's like the biggest thing that is like going on right now. It's like all of this stuff is coming out, right? All of this stuff is coming out, but yet nobody's getting held accountable for it. Nobody's going to jail. And yo, you know what? I want to actually look up something real quick because I actually might want to play that first because I seen let me see, because I seen recently that Tim Walz. Let me see. Oh shit. He actually had like I want to say like one of them hearings, one of them hearings recently, and they was grilling him about shit. Uh, mm, let me see. Let's see, 5 days ago, 2 days ago. Um, hmm, I wonder if this is it. Hold on, let me see. Trying to pay something that's like more like with highlights. Let's move this up. Let me see. Oh, hold up. All right. Oh,
Gentleman yields back, and I believe our last questioner is our last wave on from Minnesota, Representative Stauber.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And after all the
so they actually had like a bunch of people. I think Brian Donald might have been one of them, but they actually had like an oversight hearing. This was it says from 2 days ago. Okay, Minnesota fuels. All right, let's watch a little bit of this.
conversations today, you wonder why the Department of Justice can't get the voter rolls out of Minnesota, and the Secretary of Ag can't get the SNAP benefits from Minnesota to make sure there's no fraud. Mr. Chairman, thank you very much for holding this hearing, and I also want to thank our witnesses whose years of hard work in Minnesota are exposing these revelations, are finally garnering the national attention that they deserve. And finally, I want to thank the numerous whistleblowers who are exposing Tim Walz's failures as governor. As we have heard today, these brave men and women are risking their careers to reveal the truth, while Tim Walz is actively attempting to threaten and suppress them. I am here to say it won't work, and we stand with the whistleblowers. I want to shift gears and ask you about Minnesota's new paid family leave program that the governor has been touting during this fraud scandal. Representative Rarick, under the paid family leave program in Minnesota, who can I take leave or care for? And is it limited to family or dependents?
Thank you, Congressman Stauber. No, it is not limited to just family. One would think that it was, but there is something that the Democrats built into the law that said if I set up an expectation of care with no documentation, by the way, no attestation, absolutely no documentation, then that is good enough in Minnesota.
So I could take care of somebody that's just a friend of mine?
Congressman, absolutely.
What? So, all right, this is the wrong one, though. But I wanted to play. Hold on, man. Fuck. Let me see. Damn. Oh, yeah, it's that one. Yeah, that's old. Yeah, they on Tim Wall's ass though, man. We ain't gonna play this one, but yo, that dude, that fake, like basically, bro, they over there glazing these Somalians, bro. Like seriously, bro. Him and it's another dude too. I think he might be the mayor or something like that. They are, bro. Plain and simple, bro. This is just Minnesota. This is just fraud in Minnesota that's going on. They finding shit all over the place, and Trump is exposing it, bro. But instead of them giving Trump credit, they don't, bro. And that's because they report 90, like what is it, like 90% all negative shit on Donald Trump. And any successes that Donald Trump does have, they shadow it with bullshit. And that's what they want, bro. And that's the part that's kind of in a way because, you got Fox who kind of report a lot of stuff positive for Trump in a way, but everybody else literally, maybe besides Newsmax and YouTubers, people like that, you got all the legacy media that people watch talking negative about Trump, and they don't give him his price. I just went to get gas earlier, $2.68, bro. It was just maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago, $3. Now it's at $2.68. Things is going down. That's just my whole thing. It's like, out of all presidents that we've seen in the past, maybe I'm 36. Let's just say 2 decades. Trump is probably the first one or the only one in the past 2 decades that's actually not going to war, actually trying to stop wars, um, actually exposing the fraud, waste, abuse in the government, showing you the receipts, and exposing the Democrats for who they truly are, bro. And he's not letting them get away with it. And he's 5 steps ahead of them on every single issue, bro. Every single issue, he's 5 steps ahead of these people. But anyway, man, let's get into this next story with my guy, the one and only Brian Maxwell. Make sure y'all go tap in with his channel if you're not already tapped in.
Disrespectful. Look what she's doing. She's on my property, taking my flag.
I'm not insane,
bro. This is my truck. Get away from my truck. Get away from my truck, you crazy lady.
Delusion.
Please. What are you doing right now?
She's too old to be acting like this.
What are you doing right now? Here's your license plate. Lady, please get away from my vehicle. I have to go to work. I'm going to go get the cops involved. Get away from my vehicle now.
Look how she looking at him.
You cut me off.
What gives you the right to
free? This is America, and this is a free country. Get away from my vehicle. I'm going to press charges on you.
Yo, bro, look at these people, bro. This is how insane people have become, bro. Like, this is the carnage of the Democratic Party. This is the results of all of the lies, all of the propaganda that's being purported to all of Americans, bro. This is the results. Like, the Democrats had a baby, and this is who they had. People like this, bro. And this is just one person, bro. It is so many people out there that's delusional, bro. Super delusional, bro. And she really feels entitled. She really feels as though, oh, you really have this flag on your truck? You're a racist. You're a Nazi. Like, yo, bro, you can't make this shit
Get
up.
away from my vehicle right now and get on the road.
Look at her.
What are you doing right now? You're like 100 years old. Go in your vehicle and get in the road now. Get in the road now. I don't know what you think you're doing. Touching my... You're lucky I'm in a good mood. Get the hell out of here.
All right, Patriots, now, you're not going to believe this. You know the old adage, if you can't beat them, join them? Well, the Democrats are taking that to a whole nother level. Now, in that first clip, you saw the sense of entitlement on this older lady. That's somebody's grandmother, somebody's great-grandmother. But she is so deranged that just the sight of somebody having a Trump flag on the back of their vehicle, which is their right as an American citizen, she felt emboldened to go over and to attempt to remove it from this person's vehicle. Imagine if she was 30, 40 years younger, she might be another Renee Good, the lady out there, the deranged activist lady who lost her life in Minnesota. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how the Democrats' losing strategy is failing them. So they've decided that they're going to embrace the strategy of MAGA. They're going as far as doing MAGA, like make California great again and all of this type of stuff in an attempt to try to gain momentum. The Democrats currently have an 18% approval rating on their side, while MAGA, the support President Trump has, is 88%. And the 88%, as reported by CNN, which means it's probably over 90%. President Trump has the highest second-term approval rating of any president in American history. He's the only president to ever have a higher approval rating in his second term than he ever did in his first. Now, in this video, Jesse Waters breaks down this whole blue MAGA movement, but you're also going to see a video deep dive on exactly the type of attack that they did on President Trump through the media in an attempt to sway public opinions even worse than what we already knew. And you're also going to hear from some deranged liberals who have awakened from their TDS and are now seeing the light, and they're going to explain why they were thinking that way and exactly what makes them want to flee from being a part of that party. Why is this important? We're going into the midterms. And one thing's about Republicans, yeah, we got President Trump elected in 2024, but Republicans like to sit back and admire our work, while the Democrats are doing all types of stuff, mobilizing their base. This Minnesota shooting is mobilizing certain people. These ICE deportations, mobilizing certain people. Now, we got the tax breaks that are coming because tax season is here. and a lot of the big, beautiful bill policies
that.
actually take effect in 2026. So we're going to see a huge economic boom, more than we're already seeing. As a matter of fact, you may not know this, but the United States deficit has been cut by more than less than half. As a matter of fact, the deficit is the lowest it's been in over 20 years. And President Trump was able to do that in just 11 months, going on the 12th month this month. So this month will be 1 year. But let's get off into this, and I want you to hear Jesse Waters as he breaks down the whole Democrat movement of Blue MAGA. Check this out.
Democrats are going full MAGA, Blue MAGA. No, seriously, Democrats are asking themselves, quote, could Blue MAGA revitalize the party? We hear they're making blue hats that say make California great again and swapping out the Village People for Stevie Wonder. I guess if you just can't beat them, you join them. Democrats are admitting Trump was right about everything.
Nobody comes out looking better than Donald Trump and the MAGA right. Because the things that they were saying, the things that they were accusing the left of, the things that they were accusing legacy media of, whether it's true or not, they look right. They look like they were on point.
Democrats have never admitted we were right about anything. And now they're admitting we were right about everything. I don't even know how to take that. It's never happened before. They're all saying, you got us, we lied.
Democrats just spent 4 years arguing that the border was fine, inflation was not a problem, and Joe Biden was up to the job. And I think that 4 years of that message was really harmful.
Bro, oh my God, bro. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, bro. That's what I'm talking about. Now that the narrative that they have painted for 4 years isn't working, and it didn't work, and it didn't get Kamala Harris elected, now they need to grift, and they need to shift gears and change the narrative up and talk about how it was wrong about what they were saying and telling us and lying to us about Biden. Yo, bro, these people are so fake, bro. And Jake Tapper still does it. He still plays nice with the Democrats. He did it with Ilhan Omar not too long ago when he had her on. You know, she had allegations of marrying her brother. He didn't bring that up. He said that Trump mentioned that she married her brother, but didn't actually ask her the question. And all he did was basically talk bad about Trump and go after Trump about things that he said. And that's what he does. He's so fake, bro. Jake Tapper is fake. Most of these people are fake, bro. They're just paid actors. These are people that have a program. They made them famous anchors in the news business, and now they're seeing that they're losing credibility and they're not true journalists, bro. They're not out here doing the real stories. You know, it's not the same no more, bro, because they don't have to do anything but report propaganda. That's it. That's all they got to do.
I think there are a lot of reasons why there are crises in confidence in the news media, in Democratic Party, in institutions. And I think all of it needs to be hashed out, acknowledged, and discussed.
Fake Tapper, and that's what I call him, Fake Tapper, not Jake Tapper. Fake Tapper has the nerve to sit there and talk about trust in the media and da-da-da. Yeah, Jake, fake, because you sat there and gaslit Americans for 4 years. You interviewed Joe Biden in 2022, 2023. You had correspondence for CNN that was behind the scenes, because in your book, you let it be known how many times people were saying how Joe Biden wasn't right and he shouldn't be running. He shouldn't be president. But you waited, you hid it, and then you just so happened to release a book months after President Trump takes office, when everybody knows the research, the editing process, the NDAs and the clearances it takes to release a book of that magnitude takes at least 1.5 years, 2 years of planning. Meaning he started this book during the heist, during the scandal, during the Joe Biden scam on Americans. And just like a typical Democrat sits up there and act like, hey, we all were played.
Bro, when you're getting paid probably tens of thousands of dollars to report this goofy shit that they were reporting, of course you're going to keep it on the hook. Especially when it comes to, because you got the election and you don't know how the election is going to go. All you know is that the Democrats are paying me the most money to say what I need to say, and I need to try to get this person elected. That's it. That's all they know. People like Jake Tapper they're all in love with the money, bro. That's it. That's all they care about is the money. And that's what Jake Tapper did. Jake Tapper knew that Joe Biden wasn't up for the job. He knew that he wasn't all there. He knew. And he knew damn well Kamala Harris wasn't, she was not presidential. She was not made to be president. Nowhere's near it, bro. Nobody even liked Kamala Harris, bro. Let's be honest, bro. But this is what they're willing to do to gain power Shit, they was willing to try to prop up a woman who had melanin in her skin, claim that she was black, so they can get the minority vote, man. It's
We
it
all
didn't
were
work.
manipulated. No, you used it as a way to be a Democrat shield. And then when it didn't work out and the public turned on it, he jumped on the bandwagon and thought he was going to hit one out the park with a best-selling book. But that book bombed big time. And I'm glad it did because he is a part of the problem.
Was that Tapper or Hannity?
That shit probably sold like
This
5
isn't fun
copies.
anymore. What's the point of having two parties if one side just keeps saying the other side's right? Did Democrats just surrender? Tapper's even saying we were right about lawfare.
If you're enjoying this video, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up because I will never ask you for a cash app, a super chat, or a donation. You hitting that like button, it really helps get the video out there. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. And whether you're subscribed already or subscribing now, make sure that you hit the notification bell and you select all. YouTube has an issue with getting notifications out, but when you select all, YouTube will make sure that you get notified when I upload new videos.
Mark and Alvin Bragg, the district attorney in New York, both of them did that. And that, to me, is problematic because you're not saying this is the offense and we need to bring justice to this perpetrator. You're saying I'm going to go after him. Right. And I think that there was...
Why he didn't say that when they was doing it? Why he didn't say that when they was doing it? She literally ran, right, as Attorney General on going after Trump. She pretty much got elected to that position for going after Donald Trump. Why didn't he have the same energy then? You know why? Because he was reporting on the same shit. When they was coming out with these phony felony charges and all of that, Jake Tapper, just like the rest of them, the Joy Reids and all the rest of them on CNN, MSNBC, was reporting the same goofy shit. Now he trying to come out and he trying to change his tune. Fuck out of here, man.
A degree to which that was tolerated by the media writ large.
I'm glad he's saying it, but why didn't he say it on his show?
Exactly.
The guy was on the air for what, 2 hours a day? CNN called it the trial of the century. Now Tapper's saying, yeah, it was all cooked up by Tish and Fat Alvin. It's not like this was even covered up. There was tape of Tish and Bragg saying it. Even Morning Joe's admitting Republicans were right about everything, but they're taking credit for it.
If you were a conservative at Harvard Law School, anytime you opened your mouth, you better have thought through it about 20 different times because you were going to get crushed. Whereas, and here's the important point, now we talk about why the left may be adrift and at loss. The other side of that is the intellectual laziness that occurs every time you open your mouth and they all agree with you. Yeah. And you're part of groupthink. So you never have to defend your ideas. So when you go out and run a campaign and you think everybody's going to agree with you, it's just the opposite.
So at the end of the day, what he just said was the group think, and that's exactly how these Democrats think. They get these blue groups together. I'm talking about extremists. They get together and they spitball ideas and they say, you know what? That's awesome because they're all deranged. So in this small group, they think the ideas are phenomenal that cater to transgenders and whatever other 0.1% group that's out there that they feel like they want to implement change on the whole country for this small fraction of a 0.1% group, and they wonder why it bombs. As a matter of fact, listen to this mother as she breaks down exactly what the issue is.
Come on my page.
As she breaks down exactly what the issue is with liberal women specifically. Check this out.
Yo, look at this man. Joe, come on my page with this shit. I don't need it.
Come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't do it.
No! No! Shame! Shame!
He shot her because she was queer.
Yo, I ain't laughing at her getting shot. I promise I'm not, bro. Yo, she shot her because she was queer. Yo, bro, these people are fucking delusional, bro. They're sick, bro. They're sick. Yo, do you know? Hold on, bro. I gotta check this because I'm almost positive, bro. But yo, I believe that they changed. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. It said, I asked, was the definition of transgender changed? It says yes. The understanding and definition of transgender have evolved from a narrow medicalized concept focused on a physical transition. Hold on. Term, let me see. Commonly, wide range. Damn, am I thinking about the same thing? Hold on. Because it was. Oh, damn. I think I'm thinking of some. Hold on. Bro, I don't know if it was transgender though, but it was one of them where they like changed the definition. It was one of them where they said, was it that? Where basically they were saying that the definition was somebody who was mentally ill, basically. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember if it was the transgender or not, but anyway, they trying to change the definitions of shit, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, we living in sick times, bro. This stuff is crazy. Like, and this woman right here that you about to play made some great points on this.
Are we f***ing great yet? Are we a great country? Is this one? It's f***ing great.
A lot of people are wondering right now how in the world a person's brain ends up like this, because this is not how healthy, happy people act. Let me explain. Liberal women are what happens when the natural female instinct to nurture and defend and care for gets misdirected away from families and children and misapplied to whatever the liberal cause of the weak is. See, women have an innate instinct to support and emotionally connect to vulnerable people. We are designed to be mama bears. And in the absence of a stable and healthy home and family, a woman will find a place to put all of that. The natural instinct to sacrifice yourself for your children gets misapplied in all the wrong directions. You want to know why so many liberal women are out there playing hero for criminal aliens and gender-confused perverts and cultures that hate them? It's because they believe they have identified groups of people who need them when no one else does. We destroyed the family, and we handed a generation of women a bunch of feminist lies and progressive slop in its place. And this is the natural result.
That was a good breakdown. But also, look at this caller who called in the Chris Como show. And this took a lot for this individual to do this. Check this out.
And then I want to tell you that I'm not too proud to say that I am wrong about Trump. I'm a proud Democrat,
How so?
and he's done a lot of things. Immigration. I'm happy about what's happening with immigration. I thought the stock market would tank, and I'm pretty happy with my 401k.
On the heels of all of the stuff that's taking place in the country right now, seniors, it's extremely important that ask you. So you got callers in there, and let Chapter make sure you get to the show. Matter of fact, let's do one more.
Well, that is big of you to say. It'll probably lose you some friends in this polarized environment that we're in right now. But there's nothing wrong with being happy with results.
Why would it lose some friends? You see, and this is him. Like, don't let Chris Cuomo fool you. When he tries to act moderate sometimes, that's just trying to suck in some of those independent viewers. But this man is, remember, this is Andrew Cuomo's brother. He's a leftist. He's not a far leftist extremist, but he's a leftist. He's still somewhat radical, and he suffers from Trump derangement syndrome, but he watched the lawfare happen to his brother. So he's not as deranged or blind as the other Democrats. He knows it's real. He knows what happened with Cuomo. He even watched it in the Mamdani election. So he knows that. But he is still a leftist, and he is still not to be trusted.
A lot of calls saying the exact same thing. And the sad part is that she feels that she can't say it, you know. But anyway, David from Tamaqua, Pennsylvania.
Hi, Mr. Carver. First of all, I'm a registered Democrat who voted for Trump. I thought this would never happen, but some of the Democratic Party is finally walking up and saying President Trump is doing something good. They were meeting at a Senate meeting. What they're doing is great. What they started doing is to reunite themselves and reunite us. So please keep it up, keep meeting, keep talking, keep fixing things, keep uniting us and the parties together. This will make our country stronger than ever in the world.
You see, look at Chris Cuomo. He like, yeah, it's not my party doing it. Bro, these people are crazy. So look, right here it does say gender, they called it gender identity disorder. Let me see. It says the American Psychiatric Association, APA, replaced the term gender identity disorder with gender identity disorder with gender dysphoria in 2013, focusing on distress from incongruence rather than the identity itself. Like, bro, they be just changing shit, bro, when they want, when it's convenient for the propaganda, bro. Yeah. You can't make this shit up, bro.
Everyday people that are getting the memo, they getting it. Now, listen
People
to this
waking up.
as deranged. This is why the Democrats will keep losing. Pay close attention to Elizabeth Warren's doublespeak as she tells you what the Democrats will
We're gonna
take
end it after
over
this.
to quote unquote fix things. And this is what the Democrats do. They use words where their voters don't realize they're telling you the truth. They're telling you what they're going to do to you, but you miss it in the way that they word things and speak. Listen to this.
And according to some self-described experts, Democrats lost power because we were too progressive. For a lot of powerful people, wealthy people from Wall Street, Silicon Valley, and Washington, too progressive is code used to undermine any economic agenda that favors working people. Look, they put it more politely, but these movers and shakers want the Democratic Party to respond to the 2024 losses by watering down our economic agenda and sucking up to the rich and powerful, claiming that a less progressive Democratic Party will win more elections. They are wrong. Americans are stretched to the breaking point financially, and they will vote for candidates who name what is wrong and who credibly demonstrate that they will take on a rigged system in order to fix it.
Did you notice what she said? Families are stretched out to the brink. And because of that, they will vote for somebody who names what's going on and then takes on a rigged system to fix it. Now, that could be known as what you call a double entendre, where you might be saying, oh, she's going to fight against the rigged system. But we see the system. The system that President Trump is laying out is actually to benefit the American people. So when she says the rigged system, rigged for who? Benefit the people or benefit the politicians? They want to attack the system that is rigged for the people. If you look at this lady's face, nothing pleasant is in her speech. Her scowl says nothing but evil, and it has no good intentions for anybody. So technically, she's telling the people, yeah, we're going to take on a system that we have rigged to fix this situation. What she's not telling them is they're going to fix it for their benefit, not for the people's. And it's proof positive throughout the last 20, 30 years of Democrat rule.
Revising our economic agenda to tiptoe around that conclusion might appeal to the wealthy, but it will not help Democrats build a bigger tent. And it definitely will not help Democrats win elections. A Democratic Party that worries more about offending big donors than delivering for working people is a party doomed to fail in 2026, 2028, and beyond.
That's a
Yo, shout out to Brian Maxwell, man, always bringing it. But yo, that's all they care about, bro, is elections. That's all they care about is getting elected. They just want to stay in power so they can rig these systems, bro, against us. It's no way in the world that America should be last in anything. Like if we're so-called the superpower, like we have the almighty dollar, like that's the standard right now, and it's gonna change soon, bro. It's gonna change. Currency's gonna change. The dollar will always be there, but I think it's gonna diminish, bro, if we keep going down this path, bro. And it's only right that it does. I mean, if you could just keep throwing money out there, like oh, because we can print it, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing, bro? America should be first in every standard, bro. Everyone in health, education, and everything. But instead, we got greed. And it's all these politicians are. It's greedy fucking pieces of shit who just want to suck the fucking life out of every American citizen instead of actually doing what they claim they're doing, which is actually doing right by their constituents. But they don't do that, bro. All they're doing is taxing us to death. And then, so then this is why I say people are mad about the wrong things in America. We're divided on so much shit in America instead of coming together on what should really matter, what they try to keep us divided for, because they don't want us focusing on how corrupt the government is, how much taxes they're, putting on us, how much money they're, robbing us for. They don't want us focusing on the real issues at the core of what's going on in America. Instead, they want you caring about transgender people and homosexuals and, hating Trump and a bunch of goofy stuff that just truly just doesn't matter. People talking about ICE, 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 ICE. ICE has been around for probably decades. I don't know how long it's been around, but it's been around, bro. You know, police officers jumping out of cars, masked up with guns, isn't nothing new, bro. I'm from the hood. That shit is not new, bro. They do that when they go raid cribs, all that. But they want to make you think that these are real issues. Even though Obama deported hell of illegal immigrants, even though Joe Biden was against illegal immigration, Hillary Clinton was against illegal immigration, Nancy Pelosi, same thing. All of these politicians were against this just not even maybe 5, 10 years ago. They're all against these things. Now all of a sudden they're all on board for it, and they manipulate half of the country doing so. And because people are slaves to the party, they don't really care. Most of these people don't even know what the fuck is really going on. All they know is Democrats say hate Trump, so they hate Trump. Democrats say that we need illegal immigrants to stay in the country, so they say we need illegal immigrants to stay in the country. You know, like, bro, it's just a bunch of goofy shit that's going on in America. Plain and simple, bro. And like, honestly, you're just a lost cause as a human if you believe that these things actually like if you believe that Democrats actually give a fuck about men playing in women's sports, about tampons being in boys' bathroom, about well, we know they don't care about you killing your kids. They talked about it the whole campaign. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my body, my choice. Instead of teaching you to be responsible, take alternatives other than abortion, like like the abortion, not the abortion. I said the wrong thing. Um, birth control pills. They got birth control pills. They got, matter of fact, I just had 2 kids back to back, and my girl's on birth control. Because why? Because we're responsible. I'm not getting an abortion. She's not. And instead of us even taking them chances, you know what, babe? Let's be safe. Let's go get this. I forget what it's called, UAID or something. I forget what it's called. But we're just gonna be responsible and do what you're supposed to do when you're a responsible adult, which is be safe. That's it. There's multiple ways to be safe. Technology is insane today. There's no reason that any woman should be out here not being safe. Same thing with niggas. You know what I mean? Plain and simple. But instead, they're saying, my body, my choice. A woman should have a right to kill her children. Like, what? Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, this stuff is out of hand, bro. It's out of hand. But good news is Trump is actually, coming to the table with solutions. Something that Democrats are not doing at all. They have no solutions. All they do is bitch and talk about what the Democratic Party needs to do in order to combat Trump. That's it. And they lie about Trump. They lie about what Trump is doing. They try to make you focus on things that just don't matter, bro. The good thing is also is that a lot of Americans are waking up, including Democrats. That was just a few phone calls, but there's a lot of people out here, bro, waking up. There was a lot of people who woke up during the election before Trump got elected, and there was a lot of Democrats who said, "I can't take the chance on Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party because they were that bad." They have ruined people's savings, like the finance. It's about finances at the end of the day with most Americans. They want more money in their pockets. They want groceries to be affordable, energy to be affordable, gas to be affordable. They just want things to be affordable, and they want to live their life. And they don't want their kids going to school and you trying to teach them about fucking LGBTQ rights. Nobody cares. This is what it is. Nobody cares, bro. Nobody cares. You want people to care so bad about you, but they just don't care. It's not that you can't do it or you can't speak on it or have a podcast talking about it. Listen, you will have an audience. But when it comes to putting it in schools, public schools, where everybody's kids can go to, nobody cares. They just don't care. And they supposed to care. Why should I care? I got my own life, my own shit going on. I don't care about your fucking feelings. I just don't. And I'm happy Trump got elected because now people can actually talk. I hate seeing people like Nick Cannon and certain people that's out here that's famous, that's got money, and they got a platform, and they're scared to speak the truth about how they truly feel about shit. Kevin Hart the same way. Kevin Hart sold, bro. He sold. He sold because he didn't want to lose his position in the comedy world, in the movie world. He was making a lot of money and he sold. He sold. How did he sell? He sold by doing the gay shit in the movies. Something he never did until recently. And it's like, and it's not even funny. That's my thing. People have been doing gay shit in movies, but it's a difference from being funny and just actually like pushing like propaganda. And Kevin Hart did that in the movie Me Time. I have no respect for that. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, bro, you got kids, you're straight. There's nothing wrong with you saying, I'm a straight man. What you choose to do is what you choose to do. But to actually push it out there and make it seem like it's okay, you're bugging, my man. You're bugging. I don't care what nobody says. And that's what we come to. A lot of people are scared to speak up on a lot of issues. But now that Trump is in office, you got a lot of people, athletes, all type of people, they tired. They tired, bro. They don't care. They like, bro, I don't care. Like, and they finally could, Elon bought X. Now people can speak their mind, bro. That's what it's supposed to be, right? But anyway, man, that's the show for today, man. If you fuck with the show, make sure you like, share, and comment. Also, subscribe to the channel. Do me a favor right now, matter of fact. Hit the subscribe button for your boy. I truly do appreciate it. Also, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time your boy go live. This your boy SL550. This is the Never Gonna Lose Again podcast. Until next time, I'm out. Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams. I know niggas who played ball and gave it up for lean.
Millionaire thoughts, billionaire dreams, but my account in overdraft, I'm about to scream.
Rich man greed,
a poor man prayers.
Every man bleeds,
but look how God made us.
Too many losses, it's only right that we win. I made a promise I'm never gonna lose again. Lose again, lose again, lose again, lose again.